Alrighty, guys. So today is a little impromptu training. My name, of course, is Jessica Villarreal, and your Scentsy Story director. So the reason I made this training so last minute was because I had a few new team members that were asking me about their launch party, and since we have so many new people, I just thought it made sense for us to go ahead and do just a quick little training on what are some things to do right now, because several of you I know have been getting your kit. You're excited, you got the kit, but now you're like, okay, what do I do now? So myself and some of the other directors on the call are going to kind of chime in on things that you can do right now. So we're going to go straight into training because I don't want to keep you guys too long. And then what we're going to do is after we finish the training, then I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And then if you guys have any questions, I'll be on for any questions. But we'll just go through really quick. So, okay, first thing. So you signed up, right? So many of you are still within your first 15 days. What's most important right now is for you to schedule your launch party. I'm going to go through 3 different ways because I want you to understand the process and the concept of this business model. The thing is, I'm going to go directly for me. I never had a launch party. Okay. Do I wish I could have redid that? Yeah, I wish I would have, because it would have helped me get to my goal that much faster. But what I did, and I'll show you guys later, is I worked a basket party instead of a launch party. Candy had a launch party, but she struggled with it and did it on the 15th day, which we'll explain to you guys why the 15th day is important in a minute. And then Lucy was one that had an actual launch party and hit crazy numbers on her launch party, and then decided to go ahead and join because she was hosting that party for somebody else. So I just kind of want to give you a little bit of each one of us so you can understand that the ideal way, because we are a party plan business, is to have parties, right? That's the home party is by far the best party because they get to see what you're doing. They get to experience the product. They get to smell it. And I mean, most of the time a home party is going to be more successful than a basket party at times. If you do what you're supposed to. So, again, just for me, I did not have a launch party, but I did a basket party. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But what I want, I'm going to have Candy share is she had her launch party scheduled the 15th day. And really quick, why we say the 15th day. So your first goal that many of your sponsors give to you is that you want to reach your shooting star. What is your shooting star? Shooting star is your first 15 days in the business. So day 1 is literally the day you signed up. I don't care if it was 10 o'clock at night. That's day 1. So day 1, 15 days, you want to get $500 in sales. And that is before tax. That's not including your tax. So that's $500 in sales. For one, what does that do? That gets you halfway to your first promotion, because once you sell your first $1,000, you promote to certified, you get an increase in your commission. So that's one reason why you want to do that. Number 2 is your first $500, getting $500, you're going to get $75 in free products, and you're going to get 3 half-price items that you will be able to use, that maybe you can use that to get more inventory, to have, to show people, to let people borrow the product and see what it is. So that's good for you, right? And the third thing is that reaching your shooting star, you get a cool little bracelet. I don't have mine. I should have had it. If anybody has it, maybe they can show you. I don't have mine. I'm in my office. It's in my room. You get a cool little bracelet with a charm that shows you reached that milestone. And there's several other charms that you can earn along the way. But you get that bracelet, and then you get an opportunity to purchase a package of goodies that comes with warmers, bars, testers, over $350 worth of product, but you pay $200 for that product. You have 90 days to purchase that product, so you don't have to do it immediately, right? And then that product again is more product that you can have to show other people what Scentsy is. You know, you have a little bit of variety to be able to show people. So it's very important. And then the best thing off that $200, if you do purchase it, Scentsy pays you commission for that $200 order. So technically, you're getting it cheaper than $200 because they're paying you back to actually buy that package. Okay, so again, I'll go into what a basket party is after the girls highlight the home party, because I think the home party is the most important step. We are a party plan business, and we have to keep our calendars full, whether it's home party, basket party, online party, Facebook party. But the home party is where you're going to get the best connections. So, Candy, you want to go ahead and go first with your home party experience?
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm actually trying to put my earbuds in, so yeah, I'm not hollering. Sorry. Okay, you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so with me, oh crap. Hold on, I lost you. Okay, so with me, what I did is I did my launch party literally on the 15th, on my 15th day. I didn't plan it that way. My goal was to go ahead and have a launch party. But when I originally started my business, it was because I was staying home with my daughter because she's real bad asthmatic, and so she was in the hospital a lot. So anyway, she was actually in the hospital when it came up to my 15th day. And literally that day that I had my launch party, I had just got out of the hospital with her. She had just gotten released from the hospital. We were there for about 4 days. And so I had it scheduled, was actually going to cancel and everything, but I decided to go ahead and go with it and do it. I didn't have the support that some people do. And if you do have support, or if you don't have support, that's one thing that I kind of want to really get across, is that whether you have a sponsor or not, yes, it's very helpful if you have a sponsor. But even if you don't, you still want to do all that you can, because this is your business. And usually when we start this, everybody starts for a reason. Whether it's to make extra money, whether it's to stay home with your family, pay a car, whatever it may be, everybody starts for a reason. So even if you don't have a sponsor, it's not your sponsor that you're working for, it's yourself that you're working for. So I decided to go ahead and do my launch party. I ended up closing it out at $501. And I had no idea what I was doing. I really didn't know a whole lot at the time, because my focus was, taking care of my daughter and being there at the hospital. I did read a little bit of my consultant guide at night while I was there and things like that. So of course that did help me out. Utilizing the workstation helped me out. So you want to be able, you want to do all that you can for yourself, just to kind of learn some of that stuff. But like I said, I did mine last day, kind of crazy, not really knowing what I was doing. I still ended up getting a great launch party. So even though I was going to cancel and felt like I couldn't do it, I felt like I was going to fail and things like that, I did it anyway, and I ended up surprising myself. I didn't think that I was going to be able to make it. And, Scentsy's a wonderful company. I actually put my order in that night, of course, right, because it was my 15th day. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally lost my hostess credits because I thought that I could go back and take that at a later date, but that's okay. I still got my shooting star, which, I was like, eek, I didn't make it in time. And I can't get my shooting star. And I was like all depressed because I wanted my little bracelet with my little charm and things like that. So I called Scentsy and I told them what happened and everything. I was like, I got it in. They saw that I got it in. So they backdated, made sure that they backdated for, the night before, make sure it got in time. So I still ended up getting my shooting star and my charm and everything like that. But those first 15 days, I was super excited when I joined, which I think everybody is. That's the reason they join. I don't think they're just going to go out and pay some money and not be excited about it. I was super excited, but then, of course, life happened and I had so many things going on that just within those first 15 days, I kind of lost focus already. And I know that tends to happen with people. And, they say, okay, well, we'll see if we can get the launch party started next week. And, well, I've been so busy, I haven't told anybody. So let's see if we can push it off for, the next week. And you don't realize how fast those first 15 days actually, come and it comes and it goes. And so I usually tell people that if I get the chance to speak with them before they sign up, of course, I get them a basket party to go ahead and start trying to get orders in case if they have to push it out to the very last like I did. But, I just tell them, get it in as soon as you can and do all that you can to do that, because that's really important for your business to get you started. If you don't do it, honestly, if you don't get it done, it kind of prolongs your business and you kind of really don't push. I think that if you do your launch party, and whether it's, a great party or not, I think that no matter what you do, what it turns out to be at the outcome, it kind of helps you and motivates you to know that it's possible and that you can do it. Because I tell you what, on that 15th day, I was like, oh crap, this is, only a few people are going to come. This party's going to suck. I'm probably not going to make it. I started thinking negative, and it's like everything that came out of my mouth was, I'm not going to, I can't, it's not going to happen, and this and that. And then when it did happen, of course, it's like everything changed. Then it was like, oh my God, it happened. I can do this. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it'll be all right. And so, by doing your launch party, that's going to help to motivate you. And I've noticed within my team that those people who have had a launch party are, they tend to be more successful, and they tend to stay in the business longer because they kind of build their self-esteem early on, and they have that mindset of, I can do this and I know it is possible, versus, I don't know if it's really going to work. It's, those people who tend to not do it, they say, well, I'll do it later, and I'll do it later, and I'll do it later. And honestly, later never comes. And then they tend to say, well, I don't know if I'm really going to do this. I don't think it's going to work. And it's not the fact that it's not working. It's the fact that they're not working. When you're not actually making an effort to do it, regardless of what the outcome is going to be, then you're not working the business. So no matter what happens, guys, it's very, very, very important, one way or another, to do some sort of launch party to get your name out there, because that's what this business is about. Like Jessica said, we're a party plan business, and we don't know everybody. And therefore we have to get our name out there. That's the whole point of doing your launch party, is to say, hey, you know what? I'm starting my own business. This is what I'm going to do. If you don't tell them, they don't know. It's not like you have a blinking sign on you everywhere you go that says, I just started selling Scentsy. So, you have to get out there and you have to say it. Kind of like the people that stand out on the street dressed like the Statue of Liberty that says, hey, come do your taxes with me. You don't know that tax place is sitting in that shopping center, right? Unless you see the crazy person with their earbuds in dancing on the corner. You have to let people know. So that's what I did. And I'm glad I pushed it even to the very end. I'm glad I did it.
Okay, awesome. So I think with that, I wanted Candy to share that, because I wanted you to understand that you're going to have struggles. You're going to have negativity, your own self-doubt that's going to tell you, maybe I can't do this, maybe I can't. But on our Star Director page, Josh Olson from Scentsy Corporate shared some facts, and I wanted to share them with you guys really quick, and it's concerning Shooting Star. So Shooting Star, how many people actually earn Shooting Star amongst all of our consultants? So 24 to 29% of all consultants out of 100%. That is a very minimal amount. Reach Shooting Star. So if you reach Shooting Star already, huge pat on the back for you. because that's huge. Okay, we're going to go into Sensational Start a little bit in a minute, but Sensational Start, there's 3 levels. And I'll go back and tell you the percentage for those levels. But if you earn even any one of those 3, you are what is called even shooting star. It's been proven that people that reach shooting star and any level of Sensational Start will eventually be the leaders within the company. And I've come to find that out, even with my own team. Those people that hit shooting star are the leaders on my team today. So make sure, it's very important that you do that. 2 things that I'm going to piggyback off of Candy right now before we go to Lucy is number 1, she touched on, please, 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 if you're new, get with your sponsor before you place your first order. It is crucial. I know we tell you guys all the time, and some of you just go and you want to do it on your own, and that's okay. Enter it in on your own. I love people that go and try to do it on their own, because I was one of those people. But make sure that you are not losing out on your host credit, on your free and your half price product, because once you close that party, it's a done deal. You cannot go back to it. If you lose $75 in free product because you didn't enter it in correctly, that's a done. You're screwed. Like Candy did, and you don't want to do that, because you have your host credits, you have your half price items, and you have your perpetual party rewards. All of those are things that you can utilize. You want to make sure that you get with your sponsor so you don't miss out on those things. Okay, that's one. The second one, I'm not going to go into it here. I actually created a video that I haven't uploaded, but I'm going to upload it for you guys ASAP. It is so important right now from day 1 for you to get with your sponsor and go create an open party on your website. Okay, let me just explain to you why. And you want to have an open party on your website every month. Because let me just tell you, I'm going to break it down, and maybe you might understand this right now, and maybe you might not. I don't want to overwhelm you, but this is something that's very important. Okay, let's say you go and you collect $400 in orders, right? You collect $400 in orders. And so you're $100 away, right, from your $500. But you created a party on your website because you got with your sponsor and she showed you how to do it. And you had somebody go online and place $100 in orders, okay? But they placed it under that party. So when you go to place your $400, you tap into that party that's open, and you now have, instead of free and half price product on a $400 party that you have in your hand, you get to add it to that $100 order that lady placed on your website. So now you're getting free product for a $500 party, which makes a huge difference. So make sure you have an open party on your website, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and Lucy, are you on?
Yes.
Okay, so Lucy's going to talk about how she actually, it wasn't her launch party, but it ended up turning into somewhat of her launch party. And Lucy is the home party queen. I, unfortunately, I'm not going to say I suck, but I don't do many home parties. But Lucy's good at home parties, so go ahead, Lucy.
Y'all see my name on the screen? It's cute.
I love Lucy.
Hey guys, it's Lucy. So your launch party is something that you will never forget. I'm going way back. And it's kind of, that first thing that you never forget, whether it's good or bad. So my launch party was back in 2010, May 17th to be exact. And I had scheduled a Scentsy party with my sponsor. And I seen the outcome. There were so many people who showed up. And the numbers were awesome to me back then. And they're still good. And I was like, she made it really easy, so easy. I was like, I could do this. I love the product so much. I was already buying it before. I was like, why not do it? So my home party ended up closing at $600. She then gave me a basket party to take, to work, and my kids were in sports and everything. So she's like, take this along with you to your kids' activities and to work, and try to collect more orders to see what you could get. So from that, I got another 356. So mine party ended up closing at almost $1,000. It was $956, and that was my launch party. It's very important, like the girl said, to have a launch party within your first 15 days. It's just a great start for your business to get going, to gain customers, to be that crazy Scentsy lady that and introduce yourself and be known as the Scentsy girl. That way they could come to you and place their orders for all their Scentsy needs. There's lots of people who love Scentsy. I'm
what?
Huh? I'm not I'm not a home party queen. Don't believe Jessica. But I mean, I've done a handful of them. And again, it's going on 6 years that I've been with Scentsy, and I've done a handful of them. Not like 50 or nothing like that.
But she has high sales. I don't know what she's doing anymore.
Well, if you like to drink wine or something like that, have that at your party. You never know what if your customers like that kind of party. Just FYI. No, just making the parties fun, being yourself. I have a sense of humor, and I'm kind of embarrassed to talk in front of a group of people that I don't know. So I have to break the ice by joking around, and that's just how I get out of my comfort zone. So basically just being yourself, and Candy is crazy. And having fun, playing games, getting to know your hostesses and their guests, and just having fun. That's what you do at parties, right? You have fun. So just making them fun, making them simple. And my sponsor at the time, that's what she did at the party. We played games, and she made it look so simple, like I could do this, So that's why I joined. I joined that night. It was actually midnight, and I was putting in my orders. And then I had the basket party to close as well, like 3 days later. I know Tiffany says this a lot, but Scentsy is like crack. It actually sells itself, and people get so hooked on our scents. Who wouldn't? They smell so great. Like Jessica said and Candy mentioned, placing an order. Contact your sponsor when you're ready to place that order. I know your sponsors will either meet you halfway or walk you through over the phone through your first order. If you're one of those that you cannot wait and you want to go ahead and do it on your own, by all means, go ahead. There's a training video on the workstation, and it actually walks you through all of that. So if you have free time, browse through that training tab on our workstation and watch, videos and get to know different things. If you're one of those, a go-getter, which we hope you all are, because this is an awesome team. And we're all here to help each other out. So don't feel that you need to do these things and learn on your own, because we are here to help you out. But if you're one of those that want to know, like right now, go ahead and watch that video. It'll walk you through everything that you need to do when placing your first order. So, yeah.
And read your starter guide, guys. I can't highlight that enough. I kid you not. Literally, when I joined, I read my starter guide from the beginning to the end. Like, I could not get enough information. I went to the training center, and I probably watched almost every video within a matter of 3 days that Scentsy had at the time there. Now there's a bunch of them, but at that time, I soaked up everything that I could learn, because I was on a mission, and I wanted to make this work. So make sure, maybe you may not be that, into it, but take a little bit of time. You're excited right now. The most that you can do right now is what will build your momentum to make your business, to really push to get those parties, to get those new people to join your team. And we'll get to that in a minute. So I just wanted Lucy and Candy to kind of share different aspects of the launch party. Again, I didn't have a launch party. Lucy had a freaking banging party, and Candy struggled, but then she had a great party too. So I wanted you to kind of get the little bit aspects of each area. So really quick right now, before we go in, the last two things we'll talk about before the next director jumps on is, so make sure if you can stay on to stay on. We'll try to get to it as soon as possible. But I'm going to show you a booking game that I do. And then we're going to talk about sharing the opportunity, just a few quick, easy ways with the same game that you can play at your parties. And I'm going to have somebody else share another game. But Carrie wants to talk to you guys about Sensational Start. Carrie, are you there?
Wow. Yes.
Okay.
I am. Hello, everybody. I wanted to share about the Sensational Start. I too had a launch party, and wanted to share that I think the launch party is what gives you the momentum. So when you look into your consultant handbook, I always like to share with my new consultants that everything is designed to build momentum. So just like Candy had shared about, you know what, whether you have a sponsor or like me, my sponsor signed up just a few days before me, and we didn't have a clue of what we needed to do. We were just going at it. I looked up, and on Sensational Start, it has 3 levels, and it starts from the day you sign up. So whether you sign up at 10 p.m. at night, like Jessica said, or you sign up at 1 a.m., day one is day one, and it goes through your 70th day. So I looked up, and I had like 6 or 7 days left to hit Sensational Start level 3. And if you have your hand guide, you can go there. That is, you guys can help me out here. That is $5,000 in personal retail volume, or $2,500 with 6 active recruits.
Correct.
And what I did in order to make that is I didn't have a goal. I didn't have a plan. I was excited, and I wanted to sell Scentsy. I was selling and sharing with everyone, but I was reading my handbook along the way. And I stumbled across the Sensational Start, and we started reading what we needed to do. And I made a list of everyone who was excited for me to get started but had not supported my business yet. And I sent them a message. And at the time, we had a Scentsy warmer combo, which we still have it, but it was a little bit better deal than to get it as a customer, not just a host. And I asked everybody to pick a warmer and purchase a 3-pack or a 6-pack of bars. That I had a goal. I was $600 away with like 6 days. The next thing you know, I was 3 days down, and I was $200 away. And I just kept following up and sharing and following up to hit Sensational Start level 3. And as Jessica shared with you on the statistics, that most people who hit these momentum builders, that I like to call them, your first 15 days, which is your shooting star, or your first 70 days, which is your Sensational Start, they usually end up in leadership roles within Scentsy. So I did hit Sensational Start level 3. And the caveat to my story is that at that time, and I want to share with you and introduce you to me, I am the excuse buster. I take no prisoners. If you want something, I don't want to hear your excuses. I want to help you focus on how you can get it done. So I'm here to tell you that while being a full-time mom, being a full-time student, and traveling 2 weeks about on average out of the month, each month out of the country, living and working in Geneva, I was able to hit Sensational Start level 3 and hit Shooting Star. And the way I was able to do that was I had a live launch party, but because of my travel schedule, my school schedule, I did basket parties. So I'm here to tell you that if you want it and you need the additional income, or you want to remodel your home, or whatever reason it is you got into Scentsy, don't focus on what you can't do. Focus on what you can do. And what I was able to do was to deliver those basket parties. In the 2 weeks that I was gone, I was emailing, and I was using my company card to call and do what I had to do to check in with my host. And then when I got back into the country, I would go and, pick up the baskets and place the orders, and then you repeat, right? I had to utilize my host a lot and ask them to find me my next host, because it was very hard to do, because when I was sleeping, you all were awoke, and vice versa. So hitting the Shooting Star Award, I too hit it on the very last day, hitting the Sensational Start level 3. And Jessica, you want me to tell them the different levels?
Yeah, you can go ahead and tell them different levels.
The Sensational Start has 3 levels. So level 1 is when you sell $1,250 dollars in the U.S. In personal retail volume, or you have 3 recruit. You sponsor 3 recruits and they become active. And active means they turn in at least $150 in sales themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's level 1. And when you reach each level you reach, you get a certificate, you get a lapel pin, and Scentsy recognizes that you've achieved this what I call, again, momentum starter. Then Sensational Start level 2 is when you sell 2,500 in PRV, personal retail volume, or you do 1,250 and you have 3 active recruits.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, level 3 is 5,000 in personal retail sales, or 2,500 with 6 active recruits. And you guys know those levels, know what it takes. And I just want to throw a little shout out to those that if you're on the call and you're past your 15 days, you will hear throughout different Scentsy trainings that you're on that there are leaders and people that relaunch their business every month. Like we have babies, we go on vacation, life happens. You can relaunch your business at any time. You can have a launch party. So if you missed your first 15 days, I always like to share that. Take your consultant guide. And while you may not receive a charm or a certificate, you can use that consultant hand guide as a guide to help you get started again. But the best advice I could give you right now is don't quit, because restarting is the hardest thing. I think everyone can agree with me that sharing that it's better just to call your sponsor, get on a training, watch a video, and figure out how to push through that challenge rather than completely throwing your hands up and saying, oh, just keep going and keep going. And that consistency will pay off. I promise you.
Awesome. So really quick with Sensational Start, just like Carrie talked about, I told you guys that I would give you a little bit of information on statistics, because this was also shared on our Star Director page. So the level 1, 17.5% of consultants will reach level 1 Sensational Start. Oh, and really quick, I didn't even introduce I am Jessica, Star Director. Candy, that talked about her launch party, is a director also. Lucy Smith is also a director, and then Carrie Bowens is a director. So I just got y'all to start talking like if these are people that have already been on the call. Some of you guys are new. So level 2, 5.3% of consultants will earn level 2. That's huge. I earn level 2, and level 3 is even crazier. 0.7%. That is what the level Carrie reached. That's huge, dude. Okay, so just that means 7 out of 1,000 consultants is what Josh said earn that award. That's like crazy. So you get recognition, you get product credit for each level. So make sure that you take the time to read your starter guide to know about those awards. Okay, so I'm going to go into the next thing that I wanted to share, because like I told you guys, I'm not big on home parties. I've done different types of parties, but I think the best game that I've ever played at any party or get together or that I've had, and I loved it because I would gain recruits from it all the time, has been the card game. So, and then another cool little thing that I want to show you guys while I'm showing you these. So these are my cards that I got, right? And these are just some of them. But every place that I travel with Scentsy, that Scentsy takes me, I get a deck of cards. So I have these that are from Cozumel, I have Vegas, I have St. Croix, I have Barbados, Antigua, Puerto Rico, and Cozumel. So the cool thing with using this particular game is that it's a game that you play. You can play at your parties, right? So anybody that's getting ready to have a launch party, go get you a deck of cards. And with this deck of cards, what I do is, this is the way I play it. There's several different ways, but what I do is I have my deck of cards, right? And what I tell them is, okay, I have a deck of cards. So I usually put a 3-minute time limit on it because I want them to hurry up, right? I want them to ask as many questions as possible. So I tell them, you're going to be able to ask me any question that you want to ask me within the next 3 to 5 minutes, as long as this takes to hand these out, not past 5 minutes. And your only question that you can ask me is anything, literally anything about buying, hosting, or joining Scentsy. And they just start going off. You know, they start saying, okay, well, how much is this? How much is that? And everything that they ask me, I give them a card. Every person that asks a question, they get a card. And then I'll tell you the way it normally turns out for me, is they'll start asking, okay, well, or they'll say, well, you know, how long have you been with Scentsy? Or, oh, and then what I tell them is another cool thing that I want to just highlight with you guys is these cards are from Puerto Rico. And sometimes I mix them up together so they're kind of intermingled. And I tell them every card that you get is a place that I've traveled with Scentsy. So just keep that in mind if you have any other questions concerning the game, you know. And then I let them start. And then they start asking me, well, how long have you been in there? You know, what do you do? And then maybe about right before I play this game, I also introduce what the basket party is to them. Okay. And prior to that, I introduce it and I tell them if anybody is wanting to earn free and half price Scentsy, they can take this bag with them today. And I've had 2 or 3 on hand. And then that's how I try to get bookings, because bookings for your business is huge. I'm gonna let one of the other directors go into booking parties and why it's important really quick after this. But because I do a lot of basket parties. So when it comes to the home party, I want somebody else that's really good at that to be able to tell you guys. But I love this because I feel that I've had much success with this in the recruiting part. Because I'm not telling them, hey, this is a recruiting packet for $99. Do you want to join? I'm just letting them inquire about what I've already done. So, you know, they start asking questions. And at the very end, what I do, when I'm playing the game, during that 5 minutes, I will also tell them, hey, just another little incentive to earn 5 more points for 5 more cards is if you book a party today with me, a basket party or a home party, then I'll give you 5 extra cards. So I try to hurry up and get through these cards, right? So what I do is at the very end, they add up the face value of every card. So if it's a number, that number, obviously. If it's what the heck do you call them? If it's one of these, one of these is 10 points. So that whoever has the highest amount of points wins a prize. So that is the card game. And I'll tell you that I get a lot of people that want to know about recruiting when it comes to that. I guess when you push that more, whatever you push more is kind of what you'll get more of. So I try to push this as much as I can. Who wants to share about bookings? Because I do a lot of basket parties. So I'm going to let you guys, who wants to share about that?
Well, this is Carrie, and I want to just share about bookings from the basket party perspective, and just let you know that what you hear about bookings, it applies to basket parties. And again, a basket party is basically a mobile party. You put it in a bag, you put a catalog, some sample testers, you know, things so that they can pass it along and share it. Like a bag like this. Oh, okay. We all showing something. So yeah, I got my little thermal bag. She's got a pouch. But when you're doing booking parties, you have to really, when you're doing basket parties, you have to really engage your hosts, which means you need to, you know, really communicate. You need to make sure they understand their goal that they're going for. So if they want a diffuser, you want to share with them what it takes to get it half price, what it takes to get it for $35 or, you know, in sales, those types of things. So it's a lot of communication. With basket parties, you have to incent your host along the way sometimes, for instance, to ensure that your door prize slips are filled out. We call door prize slips also known as lottery tickets, because you never know who your next rock star is going to be, who fills it out. Right. Yep. There's an example of a door prize slip, and you guys, I believe, get those in your starter kits. You just want to make sure that you don't slack on the basket party. I can't tell you how many bookings I've gotten from basket parties. I can't tell you how many recruits I've gotten, but it does work. But you have to communicate. And the reason why you get bookings is because people typically see how simple it is. I heard Candy sharing earlier about, the negative, the stinking thinking and being negative, and it's not going to work and it's not going to work. We have to tell ourselves that it will work and keep pushing through. And as you saw with Candy's story, it did work. You know what I'm saying? So all that is your fear talking, and you just want to step back a little and call your sponsor or get connected in some way and speak with someone who will help you get past that. But bookings work in basket parties. You just have to, put notes on things and really, really talk to your host and make sure that she understands what you need from the party and then what she wants from the party so it can be successful.
Awesome. Okay, so let's see, we're at 8:15. So I think I'm not going to go too much more into it because I want to give you guys a chance to ask any questions that you may have. Remember, I know a lot of you are new, but step out of your comfort zone, ask a question. No question is a dumb question. The only question, if you're not asking, then your answer is always going to be no or unknown because you don't ask. Definitely reach out to us, anything that you may have. If there's, I know we probably didn't go in full detail of exactly what to do at the launch party, which is something that some of you were asking me. But what I just want to speak to that is, you want to keep it as simple as possible. Everything you get in your starter kit is exactly enough for you to host a party. You turn on the warmer, you put a piece of wax in there, and you let people experience the product. You tell them your main goal at a party or right now is obviously the $500 in sales and sharing the opportunity with other people because this month it's $49 to join. Let me explain something to you. You may not know what you're doing. You may not know what getting a booking is, but you may not know what you're doing by getting a new team member, but that's okay. All that will follow. But all I can tell you is get out there. When you go to that party, I'm going to tell you exactly. This is the way you have to think if you want to be successful. When you get to that party, the first thing you need to be thinking about, we have to switch our minds. And a lot of people think, the first thing I need to go in there is try to sell $500. That's not the first thing you need to think about. The first thing you need to think about is which person in here can I listen and see who needs the opportunity. Somebody that may tell you, man, I hate going to work every day. You need to explain the opportunity to them, even though you don't know what it is exactly. But it's $49 this month to join, and that's all you need to tell them. The rest will come. If you somebody that may say, they want to be able to pay extra for their kids' extracurricular activities, share that with them. That one needs to be your first goal, is to find 2 people you can share this opportunity with at that party, okay? You want to find those loud people, the ones that are talking the most, the ones that are getting the attention, interacting, because those are going to be your go-getters. That's the first thing. The second thing is you must not leave that party with trying to get at least 2 more bookings. So whether they do a basket party and you can get with your sponsor to see exactly what a basket party is, you can go to your workstation and your workstation will tell you every type of party we can have. Or a home party, that is your second goal. The thing is, when you have a party, you want to create momentum for your business. You want to be able to book more parties so that your business can keep thriving and you're pushing it, more blood into it. Because if you don't, it kind of just dies down because you had your party, you collected your $500, but who do you go to next for customers? Who do you go to next for hostesses? You got to ask those people, man, you had so much fun here. Why don't we get with your family and your friends and have one at your house? It's that simple. But second goal is bookings. And then the last one is, if you're doing those things, your sales are going to come. The best thing I can tell you is plug up that warmer, put in the queue, and find your combine and save page in your catalog and sell from that combine and save page. Carrie.
Hey, Jessica.
What's up?
I want to real quick tell them how I do mine. So this way, this kind of helped me. Like I said, when I first started, really not having anybody there to to guide me or help me out, I kind of found a way that helped me out. I know you guys have seen this before.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I just want to show them this main part because I feel it's real important. Holy crap, y'all turned me.
Oh, did I? Yeah, I did.
I was like looking at everybody, all of a sudden my face popped up. Anyway, so on my catalogs, I don't have the new one right here at the time, but this is one of the old catalogs. So whenever I go to the home parties, like I always start out, you know, of course I introduce myself first, and then I tell them a little bit about my story of how I got started. I tell them a little bit of the stuff that I've accomplished and the places that I've been, but then from there, I always tell them, I say, you know, I'm a little different, and I know we're all different, so therefore I do things, you know, I do things in reverse. So if everybody turns to the back of your catalog, then we'll start there. And I show them in the back of the catalog that it's the opportunity to start their own business is $99. I tell them to open up the page and that it'll show them everything that they can get, you know, for their kit. Again, this is an old catalog, but I tell them everything that they can get for that $99 startup fee. And then I show them, you know, I point to the table and I say, you know, I have a little bit more here, but the testers, your, you know, catalogs, this warmer, you know, bar, da, 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 da. Everything you need, everything that I have here is the same thing that you need to host your party, and it comes in your kit. And then I tell them, you know, go to the next page, and I say, you know, but for whatever reason, if the opportunity is not for you, and you know, this is something that you don't want to do, but you love our products and you want to get some free and half price product, then, you know, let's host a party with your friends and family. This is where it shows, you know, the benefits that you can get. And then I tell them, okay, so now, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then I always tab my books on points that I really want to talk about, things that I want to focus on, that'll kind of be eye-catching. And this helps me, and it's helped me since the very beginning, because when you first start, you don't know everything. So, you know, you have to find something that's going to work for you that you'll remember. Because I would catch myself saying, dang, you know what? I didn't ask if they wanted to book a party. Or being so new, sometimes, you know, you're shy and you don't want to ask people if they want to do, if they don't want to do the opportunity or whatever, or, you know, if they don't want to join, you know, or if you're shy and you don't want to ask that. The catalogs ask that for us. We just have to make sure that they're seeing that. So I start off with that first, so that way I know by the end of my party, I know that I have offered the opportunity to every single person there. I know that I have offered for them to host a party. And then at the very end, when they're checking out, I bring it up again and I just say, so, you know, what about hosting a party? You know, how about we get you on my calendar? And I usually have my calendar right there. And I played the dice game. I got a dice. It's in my car because I had parties this weekend, but I have a big dice like this that I got from Louisiana when we went to Shreveport. And, you know, and then I have a little paper that says, you know, if you roll this number, you get this, yada, yada. But again, when they're checking out, I bring it up again. So this way they've heard it twice. But this time it's a little bit more personal. So they, you know, then they can tend to say yes or no. And sometimes they say yes more in private versus out in the crowd, especially if you're just starting. But at least this way you don't forget, you know, when you leave, you say, oh, darn, I forgot to ask anybody or whatever. So that's something that I do, FYI. And then also, like on this catalog here, this is whenever, this was fall, winter of 2013. So this is like whenever Australia, Mexico, and Poland, France, and Spain were launching. And I put stuff on my catalogs so this way I could remember to bring that up. So if there's something going on, you know, put a sticker on your catalog so that way you can remember it. When you see it, when you're talking about it, and you say, you know, the business opportunity is $99, and you see that sticker, and you're like, oh, but this month it's only $49 for the rest of March. So I printed out Join in March stickers for $49. So whatever's going to help you to remember, you know, do that and just make it easy for yourself.
That's awesome, Candy, because I think that, again, follows a cycle that we talked about. When you go into a party, your main goal is the opportunity first, the booking second, and then the sales will come. So that's awesome. Anybody else? Okay, so I guess I don't want to unmute, but you can unmute. They can unmute themselves, right, Carrie? Or do I have?
Yes, and they can *6 if they're on the phone to come in and ask a question.
Okay, so anybody, guys, if y'all have any questions, shoot away.
Don't be shy.
I have a question. What are some of the information that y'all give your guests on the day of the party, or just like basic information of the company?
Like for the opportunity, you mean?
No, just like you know, some people might ask information like background of the company. Is that something that y'all look up on the webpage, or?
Well, I'm gonna go back to like the catalog. Well, prior to we just started a brand new catalog. Prior to our little somewhat of a Scentsy Story. Okay, there you go. What page is that on?
As soon as you open it.
In the new one?
Well, it's just the journey. They don't tell the story like they used to.
Okay, because the story used to be in the old catalogs, but right here, if you look, there is it's called Find Joy in Your Journey, and it gives a little bit of information, and it has the owners of the company and their family. If you're wanting more than that, man, I'll have to try to find something I can post.
If you go to Scentsy, to the official Scentsy.com page, the story is there. And what I did is I just took that and kind of paraphrased it and made it be a little more short because it's quite long. But the other thing I think where Jessica was going is that, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I hear somebody turning pages or something. I use the catalog as a guide. This is just a little tip I wanted to share. Just gets real noisy. Like, okay. I use the catalog, or you don't really know what to do at a party. The catalog, if you walk through it and get to know it, it kind of takes you through. It's like, I call it the catalog walk. And whether you start from the back like Candy does or you start from the front, if you don't have to go over every page, but if you notice Candy's thing was tabbed out, and you can tab some of the more key pages, and then you can use it as a guide to get through it. But the Scentsy website does have the story on it. It's a very amazing story. And then what I've done is now we know it by heart, but I just shrunk it down. But I believe I have it on my desk. I can scan it if you guys can't find it.
That's a really good question though, because I think it's important early on that you go and you research and you find out that information, because when you're at parties, sometimes people will ask you that stuff. You know what I mean? I know that they started in 2004, and I know, the whole story, but, that's something that way back when, some of that used to be somewhat in the catalog, but as they've, evolved over, not everything is there, but it's cool and it's fun to know that information, because like, just with us, several directors that are on the call today, next month on the 11th, we are leaving to corporate, and we're going to, for 3 days, just to go to a leadership boot camp. So, and we'll be able to meet the owners. We're going to be able to sit down and eat with them. We're going to be able to have one-on-ones. We're going to be able to talk with corporate. We're going to have class trainings. So, and you kind of know that story somewhat, but when you go there, you're able to like dig deeper into the story. So it's pretty cool to kind of know a little bit of where the company started from. So that was a good question.
Scentsy.com. It's very good.
Scentsy.com. Anybody else?
I have a question, Jessica.
What's up, Cyrus?
Hey, what's up? Hey, I have a question on, like I asked you today, as far as sales. How do we know, like, when there's sales or anything? Because I had a difficult time trying to find what sales are on there, because they were asking me. I guess they're, I'm taking your clients, Jessica, if you know. I'm hitting up all your former coworkers, and I'm like, y'all better buy Scentsy. I know y'all love Scentsy, so I'm hitting them up, and so they're like, hey, Jessica gave us a deal, blah blah blah. I was like, what deal? I was like, what deal? I can get you back.
Okay, So let me explain that. That's a good one. So this is my supervisor.
Good deal. And so I just had a goals that are
Okay. So I can. So any deal that is like, you know, that's in our book will be on our combine and save page. But so like that particular, I'm thinking the one you're talking about is when I would offer personal specials. So I'll just explain really quick this one that I did. And we are allowed to offer personal specials just with our customers. So not on social media, not by where the whole public can see it, but we are allowed to offer personal specials with one-on-one. So like all those people at work, what I used to do is I used to do 10 bars for $35. There's a whole breakdown of it. But if you get, I think the minimum is at least 8 people to do that special, it'll work out because you'll use your free and your half price product to get it at that price. And I'll post that on the page again. It's been a while since we've talked about that, but that's probably what they're talking about because there would be several times when I would do I have 10 bars for $35. So they would go, you have to have at least 8 people for that to work in your favor where you don't have to come out of pocket of anything. But those that might have been what they were talking about.
got it. Okay. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Go ahead. Who's this?
Marissa.
Okay, go ahead.
Marissa Garza. Okay, I must have came in late, but the combine and save page, where do we find that at?
The combine and save page is at 62,
right? 62 and 63.
Yeah. Okay, what book am I looking at? It's in my starter kit, or where am I looking?
It's in your catalog. It's not in the big ones. Those are the showcase brochures. Those do not have the combine and save packages on there. They sell product for product. But on
page 60.
On these books here.
The new, I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have another question.
Go ahead.
So like I had a question about certain scents that are out. How do we find out about I know I can look at my book and I can look at my senses and I can how do you differentiate the senses? I know Lucy was helping me with that last night, but like I had a lady asking me about musk, the smell musk. Where do we learn about the different smells or the different scents? Like how can I inform my customers, we have this, we have that, this scent and that scent, or how do I point them in the right direction on what to buy?
If you go to your website, if you type in the search bar, you can type in musk and it'll pull up any fragrance that has the word musk in it. But there's also on your website something called the fragrance finder. And it will categorize like fruity or vanilla or floral. And separate it like by mango, peach, strawberry, whatever scent it is, that you're looking for, and tell you all the scents that have that in there.
That's good.
Johanna, does that work from your cell phone? Because we also want to encourage them to know that the workstation works very well from your mobile device.
Yes, it does.
So, Marissa, you could, or Marina, you could have your, it's Marissa, sorry. You could have your cell phone, go to the workstation from your cell phone. And that way, if you're with a client somewhere at work or at a restaurant, you'll be able to, look it up right then and there without having to wait till you get home to get on your workstation.
It's actually going to be on your website, not the workstation.
Okay, there it is, the website. That's what I was asking. Does it work from the workstation? So your website. But it all has been made mobile friendly, so it works very, very well.
So I can get on my website on my mobile device.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
I don't think you probably want to favorite that.
Okay.
Also, Pinterest has categorized the scents for you too.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
and the catalog has it categorized. Don't forget, the catalog has it broken down by the new releases, the man line, but for me personally, the finding the specific ingredient is great, but also knowing your scents in your catalog is key too. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was gonna say. I think right now, since so many of us that are on the car, so many of you that are on the car are new. I think that'll just come in time when after you've been in so long and you read and you learn your catalog and you learn key classic fragrances. Then when somebody says, "Oh, I'm looking for something that has musk in it," or "I'm looking for something that has freesia," or "I'm looking for something that is fruity but not so sweet," you kind of know. You start learning your scents, I guess, after, so long of, getting more customers and putting yourself out there. So that I think comes in time to know it off the top of your head, like some of us do.
And,
Right.
and real quick too, I think that also comes with when you're purchasing things, to buy different scents and make samples, because people will buy what they can smell. So, and when we talk about Scentsy samples, you guys, you can use YouTube. YouTube is my friend. You can go to YouTube and you can search pretty much how to do anything Scentsy. You can go in there and say how to make a Scentsy teaser, how to prepare a Scentsy basket party. And if you're like me and you need the visual, YouTube is a very great way. Jessica's YouTube channel is full of great videos on how-tos and things like that as well.
Yeah, I second that. When I don't know anything, believe you, there's a video for it. I'm like video times 1,000. So definitely if you are in the group on that's my crazy husband, but if you're in the group and you're on anybody's team, make sure that you're following myself and Carrie. Lucy has a YouTube channel. Who else has a YouTube channel? Joanna has a YouTube channel. Yeah, dude. And they're adding more videos as we speak. Lucy, could get it off camera. But make sure that you're following us, because I'm telling you, I use video and everything. So you'll probably get a lot of video from me. So make sure that you go. If you need a how-to, definitely go to YouTube. Anybody else have any questions? Are y'all excited? Because I know I am.
Can y'all share the YouTube name for everyone that has a YouTube channel?
Yeah, for myself, it's Rockin' That Wax, ROCKINTHAT Wax, Rockin' That Wax. And you'll find me on any social media platform as Rockin' That Wax. Everywhere you go, I'm there.
And mine is Wickless KB. So, and it's on every social media. Wickless, WICKLESS, and then the letters K like king and B like boy. Wickless KB. That's how you find me, but my screen name always says Carrie B. I think you can find me either way, but Wickless KB comes up for sure on like Periscope.
I don't know mine.
Joanna is just starting using her YouTube channel, which is awesome. She's stepping out of her comfort zone and making videos. I'm super proud of her.
Thank you.
So mine is Team No Limit 11, and it's Lucy Smith. Yeah, I need to make more videos.
Why you hiding? Questions, y'all.
Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
Y'all were talking about printing stickers. Where can I print stickers at? From the website, workstation?
You could get stickers. You could purchase stickers from the Scentsy store, like different stickers like this to place on catalogs or anything that you hand out. We also have this website that we order a bunch of stickers to dress up our catalogs and just kind of let our catalog stand out, and that is thebooster.com.
Okay, so she's not printing them for free. She's buying the stickers and then printing them on her printer to say whatever she wants them to say.
I think the one Candy had, the one Candy had, we do have several templates. Several of us have templates and we share them on our pages.
Okay.
there is a general one that a lot of us use that are the 30 to a page, the Avery labels. I don't know the exact number. I gotta look at my thing. But it is 30 to a page. And I mean, if you go to avery.com and you can literally make anything and just print it on a white label.
Okay.
You do them on the 5960, which comes,
Yeah,
you have
50.
30, like you said, 32 sheets. So just do the Avery 5960, and you can print whatever you want. I usually just do, I just mess with stuff on my phone or whatever, and then I go on the computer and just play with it, add some color, and change up the font or whatever, and
okay. I just thought you guys had already labels that were already pre-made, but I see that in our starter kit we got some type of labels. They just say Scentsy, so we can play with those, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
And there's also the Avery labels 8160, and they come 80 to a page. And I use those for my bars, and I just print my website and my name and my phone number. And one thing you guys want to make sure you do, that everything that leaves your hand, it needs to have a label on it, because it needs to have a path back to you.
I see. Okay, that's what it is.
This one that I have is the one Carrie's talking about, the 80 to a sheet. They're a little bit smaller, but like I even use that one to label my scents. And just like Carrie said, you do not want to let anything leave without labeling. There's a video on my YouTube channel about labeling also. And really quick, because it does get expensive sometimes when you start labeling a lot of stuff. But several of us have stamps.
Yes.
So you see this stamp, we bought this stamp from Etsy.com, and I got mine from Etsy. There's several different places, but this has my website, my phone number, the Scentsy logo, and I just purchased that for $20, I think, and I do that for my catalogs. I do it for, a lot of stuff. So some things I use labels for, some things I don't. So that's another little key thing. But if you're handing out anything for one, we always preach and tell our teams, do not hand out a boring catalog. You want to sticker it up if you can, and do not hand out anything without your label. And that means a scent circle, a bar, anything at all. You don't want to so this is a bar, right? And we put, now since we have the new, I used to put it on the front, but now since we have the cute little butterfly and all that, I put it on the inside. Everybody does it different, but you see how it has my name, my phone number, my website, and join my team. Nothing gets sent out. Warmers, everything has a
laundry,
label, light bulbs, scent circles, everything, because you want them to be able to find you if they get your product.
And there's a video on my page that says use what you have, basically. And I want to just jump in here and share with you guys. You guys should have got these product lists in your kit, right? They look like this. They're like this, right? They're two-sided. You guys, you get 150 of these for about $9, right? When you have to restock. And the catalogs are 25 for like $16 or something. 15, they went up.
Too much.
So what I want to say though is that your product lists are, Jessica, hold your thing up again with your sample staple to it.
Product list?
Yeah, because you know, look how simple that is. You can take this product list and fold it, add a sample to it. Now you could share everywhere you go. But my point is you guys, don't break your budget. Use what you have. Don't worry about if you don't have colored ink. Don't worry about if you don't have, labels, if you have to handwrite it on or until you can get there. But make sure you spend your money on the right things in the beginning, because you're going to go out to the Scentsy family store and you're going to see cute shirts and cute hats. But you guys first make money and then go out and you can treat yourself. So when you hit your Shooting Star Award, then you could take that, hey, I did that, and maybe splurge a little on yourself. When you hit your Sensational Start level 1, 2, or 3, and they give you the product credit, then you can go and spend some things like that. Or maybe you don't get your nails done this week and you use that money to go get your labels. But one thing that Orville always tells us is don't spend your household money on Scentsy. Don't take your bill money and don't take the things that you need to live every day just because you want that nice blingy shirt or that hat. Make sure that should be your incentive to work so that you'll have the money to go out and, like say your first commission check is $200 or $300. You take a percentage of that and buy some supplies or something like that. Okay. So ask your sponsors if you need something.
That's what I was just about to say. So I'm going to say anybody that's on my direct team, that they are actually my team. And I'm sure that everybody that's on here would be willing to do the same challenge. For those of you that hit your shooting star, I'm going to show you what I will send you in the mail. So these are little baggies. You can buy these baggies at Walmart. They're $1 for 100. Okay. This is a mold, a candy mold.
I just went and got them.
Oh, did you? See, great one. Thanks. So this is the candy mold. There's tons of different molds. Okay, so you get a bar, right, and you melt it in whatever form you want to melt it in. There's several different ways. There's like 3 different ways on my YouTube channel. Go look and see however you want to do it. You melt the wax, you put it in there, you pop this in the freezer for 2 minutes, you take it out, you take the wax out, and then you have these samples, and you put those in there. And everything that you hand out should have a sample on it, because I'll tell you, if you give me something like this, I might not purchase anything. But if you give me this and I smell it, I'm like, what is that? So, yeah, if you hit your shooting star, I will send you guys one of these.
Well, and for my team, just because I know there's some of my team members on, as I shared, you get that in your welcome kit. So I will be sending you a mold. But I wanted to show you guys some of the wax, and these are some little bitty wax. You'll have to watch this as they fall. These are real little samples, right? So when you go pick out your mold, Jessica showed you this mold right here, right? This is the most economical mold you can get at a Hobby Lobby. Right? Hobby Lobby for like $2.99. You only need one. It makes what, 69 or something?
60 something.
Oh, well, 64. It's 8 by 8. It makes 64 samples. So if you get 100 bags, you can make 64 samples. That's 64 contacts that you guys can make. So again, get what's going to make your money stretch the furthest. When you start getting into these cute little star molds, this one's kind of janky, but sorry, because I use it a lot. But these are star molds. It takes more wax. Yeah. So remember, think about your budget and make sure that you're, like this is a sample. See how little it is? It's little, but it just gives them enough to want to come back.
Hey, and real quick, guys. Also, let them know, or I guess I can let them know. Of course, I'm on here. That you don't, starting out, like when I first started out, people tend to stress over things like that, and Carrie has said it time and time again. Use what you have. Yes. Okay. When I first started, I went to Bed Bath and Beyond. I still have this in my drawer from when I started. I got this little crinkle cutter for $2. Okay, $2, because I didn't have a melter. And some people are like, oh, well, we got to go buy this and we got to go buy this to do. No, you don't. The wax is soft. The wax is easy. Go get you a crinkle cutter for $2. Sit there and make you some little samples until you get to that. Till you get to that part. It's exciting when you're first, look, I can't even get this in. It's exciting when you first start your business, but at the same time, don't burn yourself out so fast, because it will happen, okay? I also wanted to say, because I know nobody touched up on this, but some of you that are on here that are new, what's today? I don't even know what day it is. I don't work, so I don't know what day it is. The 8th or something?
Yes, we get paid tomorrow.
Look, Lucy. But so some of y'all actually joined in February, and y'all got that extra kit. I've had 2 people, I'm not going to lie to you, I've had 2 people come to me and say, oh, so we don't need these catalogs no more, so we just throw them away, right? No. Y'all can use labels. I use the bigger size labels that are 10 to a sheet. And I put on here, hey, it's an old catalog, but contact me if you want a new catalog, because you want to use those before you use your new stuff. Put those out in places. because you know what? Whoever's hands they end up in, if they're interested, they're going to contact you, okay? Instead of putting your new stuff out there and throwing away these things that are perfect to still use. You know, color, no color, it don't matter. It don't matter. My team, you guys know, let me show you. I got a big old industrial printer here. So, you know, no excuses. You need something printed, y'all can ask me to print it and I'll print it. I have no problem whatsoever. So carries down the street. I mean,
yep.
You know, whoever is close by, if they need something. I've had, you know, several of y'all that I've met along y'all's way. Don't ever hesitate to ask. I'm always willing to help out in any way I can. So
Can I share something?
sure, who is that? Yeah,
Sonia.
Sonia.
Yeah, I just want to share. Hold on. I just want to share that I didn't have updated Word on my computer. I had my laptop. I didn't have anything updated. It was asking me for product codes. I didn't want to buy, you know, even just the student version. So if you don't have it on your computer and you need something printed, you can go to any of the office supply stores that offer printing there. Take them your labels. They'll print the ones that come in your kit, and they'll print your information on your label for you. And it's like so many cents per page. It's not anything too outrageous. So if you want to do that, you know, do that, and they'll print color for you. I mean, just starting out, you know, you don't have to get the whole pack of labels done a particular way. Just do like 5 sheets or whatever. Just do it, you know, if you want to, because I wasn't going to buy updated Word or didn't want to go buy ink for like Avery and all this other. So that's what I did. And so that's just like an alternative. So I just wanted to like tell anybody else that was like, well, I don't have a printer, or I have to buy ink, or I have to do this. There's just like other ways. Even like at a UPS store, they offer printing services, or FedEx type places and stuff like that.
That's right. Let's do them excuses.
That is an amazing. Thanks for sharing that. That's what we need to hear.
I love it, Sonia. I love Sonia because she be like, no excuses. Or she be texting me like, okay, I need help with this. I need that. I'm like, girl, I want folks to text me.
I can't do it. How can I do it? That's what I'm talking about.
Any other questions, guys?
Let me take her off blast.
Well, let's see. Awesome. So,
I'm about to say, where did Lucy go? But I found her.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Lucy is being recorded.
Oh.
All righty,
Sorry,
guys. Well, any other questions? No? Before I stop the recording. All righty. So then I hope everybody is ready to go get their $500 by their 15th day. And you are keeping track of your sensational start. Know when your 70 day is. It's on your workstation, so you can't say that you don't know. If you go to your home tab on your workstation, your 15th day is there and your 70th day. So you'll know those dates. Go into your starter guide, look and see what the requirements are to reach all levels, and go hard for them. There's even an annual mentor.
Jessica, you have something over your mic.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Your mic. We can't hear you.
I had my hands.
You must put something on the mic.
So, if you, go get your starter guide, check out your sensational start. There's a few other awards, an annual mentor award and an annual sales award. And I tell you this because the award year is about to end. And then we're going to start a new one come May 1st. So make sure that you are in that book. And again, I read my starter guide from the beginning to the end. I was aware of the annual mentor award, and that award is a huge award that only, I think at the time, 110 consultants earned out of 300,000 consultants. And I was one of them. I didn't understand the capacity of it, but I read my starter guide and I was like, I gotta get this many people on my team. And I earned that award, and they give you money for it also. So So make sure that you're going and you're looking at that, because if you don't go and find it out, you're never gonna know. So yeah, comment. I will have this recorded. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording. So peace. Y'all don't have to hang up. So peace, whoever's